Hey, Claudius. You killed my father. Big mistake.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Strictly Art Live, number 89. I'm your host, Rob Wilson. I am a comic book artist, illustrator, video editor, part-time philosopher, quarter of a musician, and a little bit of this and that. Welcome. It is spicy warm out here in the DMV area. That's me, the son of the DMV. As I slowly tried to migrate from one area to move to a better area, to have a better life, and so on and so forth. And thus, you have this guy. So, what we doing here, Strictly Art Live, I normally talk about different things as I draw. Multitask, not multi-pass, not Lilu, but multitask. And that's what we do here. So, today, we got a couple things to cover. We're going to talk about Kaiju number 8, season 2, episodes 2 and 3. And then we're going to go ahead and hop over to more talk of Countdown. Jensen Ackles continues to kill it in this show. And like I've mentioned before, if you haven't seen the show before, it's on Amazon Prime. It's like a crime drama type thing. I normally don't watch that kind of stuff. I'm normally like Marvel movies, sci-fi, fantasy, something with a good story, anime, American animation if it's good, stuff that's worth watching, independent film, fan-made film, stuff like that. I'm into a variety of that kind of stuff. But this right here is not just your normal run-of-the-mill, crime show or Blue Bloods and nothing like that. This is action-packed. I highly encourage anybody, if you haven't been watching it, please check out Countdown on Amazon Prime. Please check out Kaiju number 8 as well. See season 1. It's out. It's available. Definitely worth watching. So we're going to cover those things, those two shows, and I'm going to give you guys an update as, hey, we're in the last month of the summer. Go ahead and enjoy your cookouts, your beach fun, and all that great stuff as we go ahead and look at the other half of 2025. So I'm going to share with you guys some of that, all while I'll be drawing using Procreate today. I'm going to work on a piece start to finish. I'm going to use a photo reference and, just kind of go from there. And yeah, that's pretty much it right here on Strictly Art Live with me, your host, Rob Wilson, Sal number 89. Let's go. And there we go, the mascot of Strictly Art Live, Kirk and Company. Hey, unwavering. 88 episodes, 88 thumbnails of Kirk. I am a fan of Captain Kirk, Star Trek. Hey, I picked him, I'm telling the story with it. I don't really talk about Star Trek on this show because when it comes down to it, there's only one debate that matters: Star Trek versus Star Wars. And I got Q, which will wipe out all of Star Wars, the Jedi, your Sith, whatever, in the discussion. So that's why I don't talk Star Trek, because it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? But I like to have Kirk in the thumbnails, telling the story, conveying a message while having some pretty cool retro synthwave music. And that's how I do it here on Strictly Art Live. Different themes, different times, with different rhymes. All right, so let's go ahead and kick it off. Hopefully everybody's been doing well. I had some time off. I enjoyed some time. Oh, and I do have another update for you guys. Opus Clip. Well, I guess I screwed myself. Opus Clip, the AI thing I was using to make clips, it gave me the pro credits for a whole year's worth. And guess what? I burned right through them. So that's on me, lesson learned. And no, I'm not paying for more. So, hey, I just won't be making no clips. That's just going to be what it's going to be. We got, it was a fun run. It was good to, see what I could do with that. Obviously, YouTube shut that down. And X required some points in order for me to post it. So between those two, whatever. This artist drives on. That is what I must do, regardless of whether technology works or fails. This artist must continue. Whether I'm using iPad, an Apple Pencil, or pencil to paper. In fact, I had redrawn a little bit of some Brett Booth, Jean Grey, the other day when I had some free time. I enjoyed it. Showed I still had it, and hopefully I get to do a little bit more. So, what we got here, we're gonna do something just simple, nice, relaxing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too crazy, nothing too outrageous. Just a simple sketch, background landscape piece, and something to kind of like decompress my mind because Lord knows I need it. Dealing with some of the world's greatest goofballs ever. I can't watch a comedy. You know why? Because my life's a comedy. The stuff I got to deal with in real life is hilarious. It's outrageous and just crazy. So by the time I'm done, I'm just like, you know what? I'm out of laughter. I'm out of jokes. I'm out of smiles. Hey, what's going on, Levi Skeen? How you doing? If y'all don't know, be sure to check out Levi Skeen at 3 Stroke Studios. He's got Galaxy Memorial Park out. I think it's in its last week or two. And it has been going strong for what I know. It's already funded and ready to rock and roll. So here, I'm gonna pick. I love the Jing paint brushes. These are like my first set of brushes that I ever start using, and they've been amazing for me. Absolutely amazing. So let's do the mechanical pencil. Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8, season 1. I loved it. I was ready for them to go ahead and get it in, as you know. Episode number 2, season 2, episode number 2 did the thing that just pissed me off. Straight up, it pissed me off. It pissed me off so much that I was like, you know what? I'm not continuing to talk about this show until I see better. That's how I felt about it. I was like, I'm not doing it. No. You're not getting anything else out of me until you guys decide to break away from season 2. Let's make it so the old man Kafka Ibino is scared to transform. He tried to transform like 4 times, and the mushroom dude showed up, and they were about to get it in and fight, and he just couldn't do it. I was like, you know what? Piss me off. Piss me off. We know that Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire had, Spider-Man No More in the character art. We know that Superman 2 with Christopher Reeves, he gave up his power to be with Lois Lane. Come on. Kaiju number 8. I get it. You probably pay homage to a lot of the comic book stuff, given, My Hero Academia Vigilantes, and shows like that. But that whole thing, you can't do that for every second season, or every part 2, or every episode 2, where the protagonist cannot seem to get it up. Pause. No Diddy. But the protagonist fails to transform or utilize his power because he has some fear that he is going to hurt his friends. That trope has been played and overplayed over and over and over. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I was so pissed at episode 2. I was ready to just go ahead and be like, you know what? Kaiju number 8 is trash. I was about to. I came close. You push my buttons, and I will bomb on some anime. I don't care. If I like it, I like it. If I don't like it, you're getting the 3rd degree. Because I'm Rob Wilson the 3rd, so I got to give you the 3rd degree. It's in my name, But I will say this, as sour of a note, that episode 2, season 2 of Kaiju number 8 was. Episode 3 was a little bit better. It took forever. Once again, he kept dropping the ball. He was having some difficulties performing, as Tony Stark would put it, in order to piss off Loki in the first Avengers movie, if you remember that line. He was having some difficulty. The team was carrying him. He was taking some hits, and he still tried to fight, even though he couldn't fully transform. I think that was cool enough to note. But there was some doubt, thinking that was it Kaiju number 9, the mushroom guy who set the trap to raid, because he was determined to take out Kaiju number 8. It was assumed that somehow he had some kind of generator or something to stifle Kaiju number 8's power. That wasn't the case. Kaiju number 8, Kafka Ivano, was just being a punk, and that's not cool. We're not gonna do the I start off badass and now I'm a punk. No. We're not doing that. He didn't find a new love in his life for him to have a change of heart. There was none of that. No. It was just him being a punk. He got punked out at the end of season 1 by the Grand General or whatever, and he lost control. And now he just thinks anytime he transforms, he's going to lose control. Come on now. We need General Talbot in there, because we know what General Talbot did in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when it came to handling the Gravitonian. He, in his true general-like fashion, could control all those voices. And he was about to run Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's what we needed in this anime. But, thankfully, by the end of the episode, it was a lot of battles. They were cool. We've seen some of these new characters introduced, Division Number 1 and all that of the Defense Forces. That was fine, but my main focus was like, if the main character is not doing what he's supposed to do, and that's kicking Kaiju butt, what are we doing here? Well, we gonna start having a supporting cast? Start, carrying him every episode? No. I'm Rob Wilson, ladies and gentlemen. We don't do that when it comes to anime that I watch. I don't play that game. You're not gonna hit me with the switcheroo. So, like I said, at the end of episode 3, he got down. He fully transformed and did his thing. He did his thing. Thank goodness. But an episode and a half to get there is almost unacceptable. Don't do it again. I hope you guys don't do that again, because that's nonsense. I do not like that personally. I'm sure other people are like, yay, the first episode was so good, you can't follow that up with this. You know what I'm saying? With a episode and a half of shenanigans, of I can't do it. Nah, we're not doing that, man. So I had to express that. I sat on that for a week and a half. I was not happy about that, and I was like, how can I approach this without, just going full rage mode? How can I approach this? So I gave episode 3 a chance to redeem it, and lo and behold, it did. I was thankful for that. So that's my rant. What are we, 20 minutes in? See, boom, there we go. We got you right in there. That's my take on episodes 2 and 3, Kaiju number 8, season 2. Now we got a lot of stuff to cover with Countdown. Again, great show. I highly recommend it. If you got Amazon Prime, check it out. Check it out, please. Please, Lord. This dude, Jensen Ackles, it's his show. He's running it. If you ever heard those rap lines, who run it? It's him. There's no question about it. He is the bread and butter of this show. And he's on the verge of dying. He's got a tumor. We talked about it before. Let's see. Episode 5, Blurred Edges. The team pays a visit to Belarus consulate to search for files that could finally reveal who Volchek is and how far he's willing to go. So this is like a combination of flashbacks to kind of like see the origin story of Volchek. What drove him to such an extremist nature to where he is trying to smuggle fission materials into LA for a huge, stupendous terrorist attack. And, the crew, the strike team's doing their thing. They've already suffered losses, deaths. Things aren't the same. Um, we got Dean Winchester going undercover. Him and the Spanish chick are a dynamic duo. Hey, I gotta give him props. And he's so natural into it. Like, this dude, he's so good. Jensen Ackles is he's like your modern day action star. If there was anybody to carry the torch for an action hero now, it would be him. Undoubtedly, hands down. You give him a script and he will kill it. He killed it as Soldier Boy, a character that nobody knew who he was. He was a dick version of Captain America and the Boys. He killed it. He owned Dean Winchester. When you heard of Dean Winchester, it was him. It was him. This guy. He did voice over Batman one time. Was that something by night, Halloween by night, or something like that? I'm sure he couldn't really, unleash himself because his expressions, his actions, his demeanor is all carried in there. And I watched a little bit of that anime or that cartoon, the DC cartoon. And the one key thing that was missing is a little more umph into it. Everybody had a lot of lines that sound very generic, which is unfortunate. But yeah, the team gets it in. Excuse me. He suffers a pass out from his headaches. They were not too pleasant, and they actually sent him KO'd going down the steps. And guess what he did? He walked it off when they were like, "Where's this dude at? We're waiting on him." He he was like, "Yeah, I forgot my cell phone." Just shows up like 10 minutes later just to make it down the stairs. He is so good at playing stuff off, like literally like Captain America say, walk it off. He's great at it. The rest of the team's great. They're fine. The district attorney tried to pry a little bit more and, tried to pressure the leader of their team. The lead guy that's running the strike team, he's like the ultimate suit. He's got friends in high places. And, all hell's breaking loose. So you had your dinner party. They showed up to that, and, just undercover. Dean Winchester and the Spanish chick, they did their thing, and then they got the data they needed. While a deal was made to the Belarusian commander consulate, and they tried to finagle some, but they still managed to steal files. They found out that Volchek's team had smashed the camera system, but they managed to still track down a couple more things. Great episode. That was the last. Let me see something here. That was the last 54-minute episode. Then they dropped down to. I feel like that's weird. Okay, so some of these were 45, some were 50 minutes, some were 54. So the next episode is 45 minutes long, a needle or a bullet. The team follows a new lead out to California desert where their suspect isn't going down without a fight. This episode was so great. It was so great. And you put Dean Winchester in a dark leather jacket or something that looks like a dark leather jacket. He's got the beard with the sideburns and he's got kind of long hair. There was at least one shot that I saw where Jensen Ackles was doing his thing and he had the attitude. There's one shot that I saw. When I looked at him, I saw Wolverine. And it dawned on me, this is an opportunity. I'm already seeing headlines that Marvel's trying to get rid of Hugh Jackman. They're trying to phase out Wolverine due to the whole Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, Justin Moldavie, or whatever. All that stuff going on. The scandals. The scandals. But if they do swap out Hugh Jackman, which would be a huge loss, no question about it. If they swapped out Hugh Jackman for Jensen Ackles, whew, I just got to say that's a great idea, and that's something that I would pay money to see. No question about it. All right, so with this one, they're trying to track down one of the Belarus and the nephew, I think, that got away or he got shot, whose uncle that they captured. They're trying to track down his longtime friend because his name was Gallagher, that Jensen Ackles had saw. So they track him down and they find his place, booby trap, because he's like a doom prepper. Everybody makes it known. So and he had some booby traps in his place. Lo and behold, dangerous. This dude was wild, but he wasn't there. So from there, they had to go ahead and track him down to a trailer park. Trailer park in which it was known to be meth central. Now I thought it was going to be like a huge shootout, like everybody's like paired up. He's like the master of meth America and stuff. But no. They went after him, and then it turned into a pretty good chase scene. Prior to that, Jensen Ackles and the Spanish chick, they did kind of share each other's vices to kind of say, hey, this is what I got, here's my problem, this is what's been on the table. But, Dean's so stubborn, he's never going to tell you the whole truth. He's just talking about, I got migraines. Unbeknownst to him, the rest of the team, he has like a freaking tumor. He can't get his meds because the doctor wants him to come in. And he tried to curse out his doctor over the phone. His doctor hung up. But the Spanish chick managed to get him some goods in order to quell his migraines. Migraines that were strong enough to knock him out. Mind you that. That's some serious pain in the brain. So they go through the chase. They go after this guy. It's Jensen Ackles' like scene. He owns it, hands down, in episode 6. And they called him crazy. Even the guy that was the doom prepper that was trying to get away, he was fist fighting the guy while he was driving. He was like, "This guy's crazy. Get him away from me." And the Spanish chick noticed he had like a bit of a death wish. And that was addressed as well. Very, very good team building. Like I said, I enjoyed a ton of this show. This show is like so fun. Volchek, we get to see more of him. He's very calculated. In fact, he was trying to shake down the consulate, the Belarusian consulate, to tell him, hey, we know where you at, just like you know where we at, and leave us alone. Or else you gonna get the boom, boom, boom. What Volchek's good at doing, and that didn't turn out well because someone tipped off the general consulate, and he did not follow his usual routine. And Volchek made it a point to really break down routines, who he told what to, because he never gave everybody the same plan where they were going to pick him up. But it allowed him to isolate who the leak was in his group. And once that was found out, he was dealt with immediately. So Volchek runs a very tight ship, which is why, he's so far along in his plan as he is anyway. So that gets found out, and mind you, the leak, he wasn't tied to the task force either. So he was just tied to the consulate. I guess he had a bleeding heart for the consulate, didn't want him to get 86. But yeah, I mean, brutal episode, shaking things up, and unfortunately, that's as far as I've made so far. No, there's episode 7, episode 8 is out. I'm gonna try to watch those soon. Episode 9 comes out this week, and then you got 13 episodes. So I'll catch up with it before we get to September. In fact, that'll segue into my plans and updates that I got for you guys. I'm going to share with you in just a moment. We're going to take a quick break and reflect on things. How about that? Let's reflect. Reflecting is good. All right, we are back, ladies and gents. Who we got here? Oh, it's Cap. Hi. Cap says, "Do you know hashtag I am Buster?" No, but I do know the quote that, "Why is the Buster here?" Because the Buster brought me back. The Buster kept me out of jail. Vin Diesel, the first Fast and Furious movie. That's what I know about anything Buster. So yeah. Moving on. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the month of August. Everyone has kept an eye on this show. If you're familiar with this show during 2024, you would know that there were 50 episodes of Strictly Art Live. That's how it started out. Started out back in like actually back when Kaiju number 8, season 1 started, which was about around Marchish, somewhere around there. At that point, I produced 50 shows all the way into the new year. Yeah, episode number 51 of Strictly Art Live started, I believe, New Year's Day. Had a show for that, even though, obviously people are nursing their hangovers and stuff like that. I was just getting off of work. So, my point is, there were 50 episodes last year, and we are going to continue that tradition with 50 episodes this year. This is episode 89. That means that there are 11 episodes left for the year. So I'm going to do one more in August, and then I'm going to do either 2 in September or 3, and either 2 in October or 3. Whichever one I do 3 in one month, I'll do 2 in the other. And then the rest is going to be just, 2 shows each month. And this is going to give me a little more freedom to get back into my comic book stuff. For the first time in a hot minute, I actually got a chance to work on one of my panels, and it was very rejuvenating. So that is what's going on here. Oh yeah, we got one of these classic guys. Hey, 5 views. No thanks. Really appreciate you stopping by, man. I don't do blind views. I specifically would rather suffer at YouTube's hands. Until they decide to take down my channel. I mean, I got 4 others to do my thing on, so doesn't really matter. YouTube's been on a hate monger ship for a hot minute. But I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing and stay on schedule. But I would love to optimistically say that, hey, 11 shows left. I'll have a comic book done by the end of the year. I'm not going to do that to myself nor anyone that is interested. However, what I will do is what I've been doing is I have a storefront, and once my book is done, people can buy it for like $10 to $15 and have it shipped to them in like 3 weeks. That's how I'm going to do it. I can't really meet the needs of like campaign activity, the action with all that, because one, I got a crazy work schedule, so that comes first. Parties, emergencies, duty calls, all that stuff. So I'll stick with the way I do things, and then hopefully I can give feedback by producing floppies that people may want to read, and they can tell me what they like, what they don't like, see what I can improve, and continue that growth. But actually, there is no but. Sorry. That's just how it's going to roll. Like I said, 11 episodes left this year. It's been fun. Had a great time. Not really going to be doing any clips because Opus Clips says I ain't got the credits. So, like I said, that part was fun while it lasted. Nothing lasts forever, especially when it comes to, technology and features that are great for a time. But yeah, like I said, that'll give me time to continue drawing and work on the stuff that I want to work on. And I finished my commission, by the way, too. So this right here is complete for a client of mine. Ooh. So that's like the whole background. I got the eagle. He's wearing both the American flag and the El Salvadorian flag like a cape. I thought this was kind of like a unique idea. The client likes it, so hopefully, that'll be ready to go. You know what I'm saying? I have fun making it. There's a lot of detail when it comes to American flags, especially like the bends and the curves and then the shadowing. Especially this one. This one, poof, a lot of detail. A lot of detail. But I got it done, you know. Um, that's one of the areas where I know I'm very good at. A person gives me parameters of what to create, and I complete that task. I think it took what 2-3 months. You know what I'm saying? It didn't take too long at all. He was patient with me too. I was working crazy hours. So that is badass. Thank you, sir. So as long as it takes for me to draw stuff, I am always happy when client likes it and it looks decent and something I can properly represent. I truly enjoy that, producing work that people are happy with, bringing their dreams to a reality. You know, that's kind of like my motto for my freelance business. So yeah, that's pretty much all that's been going on my end. Um, I'll be uploading some of this stuff to my ArtStation portfolio. That's still there. That hasn't left. Um, Also, I'm actually waiting on a copyright to be finalized by the U.S. Copyright Office. Um, it's supposed to have been done a couple months ago. And yeah, yeah. I am also fighting with U.S. Postal Service, trying to get a book from a campaign that I had a change of address to, because I had to go to another state for academy training. And I've been fighting with the post office. Well, I guess I'm about to keep fighting with them because I had just talked to them to get Grokin 3, Kenneth Rocaford, and the address was incorrect. And they keep sending it to the wrong address. They've been sending it to the wrong address for like 3 months now. Figure like the system would correct itself, but I guess not, right? Post office just gonna keep delivering and delivering, even though it's wrong address. And I actually gave the correct address, and I've seen no changes yet. Bummer. You know what I mean? Absolute bummer. But yeah, hey, what can I say? Also, I know was it Marvel Rivals season 3.5 now feature Blade. I've seen his stuff. This dude is Dante personified. If they could get a Capcom character in there, Blade is the closest thing to Dante that I've ever seen. His combos, his moves, his ability to block, and he negates characters from healing as well. So he's got many different features. I'm not a big fan of duelists unless I can fly, hence Iron Man and Human Torch. But Blade, I think I might have to add him to the 6 in order to make the 7. Unless unless they plan on introducing Sentry in that game. They put Sentry in that game, I can retire. My Adam Warlock has served many across the galaxy, spreading heals and high DPS as quickly as possible. That's how I rock with them. But yeah, Blade sounds like a fun addition. And I'll see how it works. I thought I was going to play Phoenix also. I was like, nope, nah, not doing it. So not every character is for everyone. But yeah, that's pretty much all the updates I got for you guys. Kaiju number 8 is back on the map. They're starting to tick me off for a minute. Countdown is still killing it, and yeah, I'm still not going to see Superman. I've seen clips of Fantastic Four. Oof, that movie looks like bumsaw. Goodness gracious! If I could rate movies with the methodology that Bruce Campbell, what was his name, Coach Sonic Boom from Sky High, the way he rated the heroes, you're either a hero or sidekick. I would rate Superman sidekick and Fantastic Four sidekick. Both of those movies. How is it possible? I'm not hating. It's just like, bruh, I am not spending no money or time, right now on that. No. I know what I like. I know what I think is decent, good example of something good, worth watching. That ain't it. That's not it for me. You know what I mean? I've come to the point where I think I'm a good enough judge of character of what I like. I'm not saying everybody has to like what I like, but I'm not paying for suffering. I told y'all that. That has not stopped. I am not paying for suffering. Oh no. Alright, so we got this main boat, we got some trees. I'll shade those in eventually. I'm gonna fix some of these clouds too, because I did warp them, and I think that kind of messed it up. Let's stick with the natural cloud activity. And then let's see what else. See if I can mess with this water a little bit. Excuse me. But yeah, I thought this would be fun to draw. Something relaxed, something simple. As they say, count your small victories so that way you don't get overwhelmed too much. Which, I did learn you gotta take a break from your comic too. Take a break from the panels and stuff. So that way you can look at it with a fresh set of eyes. All that good stuff. So I'm just going back to the fundamentals. I did buy this book on art and architecture. I love those books too because they cover like the history of art and stuff like that. Classic stuff. Me being a student of art, I never turn that off. I've never been too good to appreciate historical art. Looking at it long enough, you never know what it may awaken inside you as far as inspiration. Alright, she's together. So let's see what I can do here. I want to try something. Some foolishness. Go back to the basic. Nope. Gotta do it the old-fashioned way. Some stamps just don't cut good old line work. and hard work. Trying to catch the sunlight past this boat. I probably could have shortcutted this by just painting it, but nah. Line art is my thing. I've done it for so long. Never gonna give it up. There we go. Add some dynamic waves to and sometimes that's kind of what you need, just kind of like a peaceful piece, art piece. Doesn't always have to be super hype. Next year I believe is going to be pretty crazy. Marvel Telcon is hitting the streets next year. In addition to Invincible. Like, how do you compete with that? Those are two really big competitive games. They're new, so they're hungry. Like, I was looking at how to play Tokon. It doesn't look easy. It does not look easy. I gotta get these at the right angle because the water is very horizontal. Last time. I gotta focus on what part is actual sunlight too. Did a panel where there was a whale in my comic, and he was like swimming upwards, and the view showed the sunlight piercing through the floor of the water. Kind of like where the water meets above sea level, but it was from underwater view. That was kind of challenging. It was fun. It's kind of like one of those type of things because I'll be coloring it. It was, as far as line art, was where less was more. Especially once I do color it, it'll bring out a whole lot more detail. And thankfully, since I have been drawing some water, I can kind of improv some of this. drawing waves can be challenging, man. And especially like the Japanese style, of waves. Talking about a whole different type of methodology, totally different. It's almost like in a tattoo-like format, but drawing just actual waves that you see, it's a whole nother thing to it. But yeah, that's it. That's all I'm working on, guys. Just some simple stuff for a change. I know people love to see, some dynamic art, and I feel like there's so much of it out there in the world, even with AI art, which it's there, it's here, No point in me complaining about it, but there's something to learn from every type of art there is that's out there. And I truly think that sometimes it's good to go back to some of those basic foundations of art. Get those small victories in, Doesn't always have to be a charging star. A mere shield slash will suffice. This is off to a decent start. Like I said, some of these clouds I'm gonna fix. Cause I put some curves into them and they didn't need it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think you got to see, my kind of getting started on this piece, how it looks. Hopefully I can have more fun with it. Maybe add other elements, maybe some flying birds. Just something simple, Something simple, I think, always helps to, keep the motivation going. It's a good break from highly detailed pieces. So definitely, worth taking some time out to enjoy. Again, art is meant to be enjoyed. So that's all I pretty much got this week on Strictly Art Live number 89. Levi Skeen, thank you, sir, for stopping by. Thanks, Cap, as well. Always a pleasure, sir. I am still looking for Don't Look Up. And when I find it, you're going to be the first person I message. Be like, okay, I found it. I'm watching it. Okay, I'm watching it. I watched it. Let's talk about it. So definitely we're going to cover that. I will keep everyone up to date when we have the next show, because this is August 4th. So 2 shows this month. 2 to 3 shows either September, and 2 to 3 shows either October, 2 in November, and 2 in December. 11 shows left, ladies and gentlemen. Courtesy of yours truly, Rob Wilson. doing my thing, drawing while talking about stuff that I like. Hopefully you enjoy it. And let's close out the year strong with some results. So until next time, y'all take care, and thanks for stopping by. And for this session of Strictly Art Live, Sal, number 89, with me as your host, Rob Wilson. Have a great Monday. Peace out.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Hey, Claudius. You killed my father. Big mistake.